and said, hey, I think they probably have a button for that. They went and asked timing and the race control, hey, can you guys run the lights? And he goes, I just have to press that button right there. No one's ever asked. And so this is not a common occurrence in grassroots racing at all. And to do this is an absolute privilege, and we thank Circuit of the Americas and Super Lap Battle for allowing us to do this, and for the grid workers for getting set up. As here we go, green. We're rolling now. Lights did not go, but we are racing here up the hill towards turn number 1. Jeremy Swenson leads Paul Curley. Eric Catil behind him in third. James Houghton centered here. Luke McGrew. There's Austin Hurdle on the outside. And everybody stacked up there at the back of the field, nice and slow. But down to turn number 2, Alex, we are racing. And there's Ronnie Vidoc chasing Matan Rosenberg and some on board here. This is spectacular. Julio Crispin on the outside through turn number 2.
Yeah, what great footage they're getting to see on board during the race, which is not something that we often get to see during these kinds of races either. Everyone through turn 1 cleanly. It looked like we had a bit of a queue on the inside, but everyone got through.
Good clean start out front. Jeremy Swenson trying to run away with it again. The next race will be set by the finishing order of this one, so this is kind of a double whammy. You've got to finish well to start well in the next one. Ronnie Vidoc right ahead of Matt Waldbaum, who's been chasing tuning issues with that number 90 ASM car all week long. But they also found a crank sensor issue yesterday that they believe they have resolved that one, so he should be pretty quick, and he's having a look out to the inside of Vidoc into turn number 11.
Yep, it was a bad cam angle sensor in that car that really let it down on torque, so he couldn't get up to the corners as well as he was hoped to get a car turned around there. Looked like that was Eric Jensen maybe.
Yep, there is Eric Jensen at turn number 11. Pulls out of the way as son Jackson bails out to the outside. He gets back rolling. We will stay green as everybody heads up the back straightaway towards turn number 12 for the first time. Another great passing zone. There's Brian Tyson missing third gear in that Honda Civic, trying to do the best he can with Mike McGinnis breathing down his neck and passing on the outside. That's Andy Funston, that 163, that Toyota Supra.
Yeah, third gear, probably not the gear you want to be missing at this track, especially in a small light car like that. He's going to struggle to get off 12, 20, and a lot of these slower turns. Maybe he'll hold it at higher gear, hold it in fourth, and try and carry a little bit of extra speed than he normally will.
Good clean racing there through turn number 12, 3 abreast. That's hard to do in a corner that pinches so tight. Saw Joel Morrison side by side with somebody going off into turn 14. Another tight corner. Mike McGinnis, a huge lockup from the left front. We saw that yesterday into turn 11. Gets it turned in at turn 15 and will carry on and continue as Eric Jensen tries to recover the spots he lost down at turn number 11.
Yeah, Eric Jensen's very quick. He'll be back up through the field, I imagine, before you know it. Yeah.
First lap complete. Jeremy Swenson leads Paul Curley, Eric Catil, James Houghton. There's Austin Hurdle under fire from a new driver to GLTC, Lawson Crane, in that 1998 BMW M3. He has had an absolutely fantastic debut in GLTC as Catil and Houghton drag race up the hill side by side to turn 1, climbing up the 110-foot elevation. Catil stays tucked tight to the inside, and now it's a run down through turn 2. Both front-wheel drive cars, very different horsepower levels and weight between those two cars, though.
Yeah, it looks like James has got through there, I should say, ahead of Catil. I don't think Catil can let him have that easily, though, and he's fighting back here pretty quick.
On board now, heading down through turn number 2. This is almost flat out in a GLTC car from turn 2 all the way to turn number 8. You're just lifting to turn the nose in, but not really any brakes at all for most of these cars. But Houghton has gotten by Eric Catil, and Austin Hurdle is holding up Lawson Crane, who just covers. I think that's Luke McGrew right behind him in the number 7, who's trying to get around him as they head up over the crest at turn 9 and turn 10. A little bit of a stack up behind that Nissan 370Z. Hurdle broke a control arm yesterday in qualifying, was able to keep the fast lap, and has actually repaired that car, and obviously it's really, really quick. But the top 4 still under a blanket here, Alex.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a typical weekend for Austin if he didn't break something and have to kind of thrash on the car a little bit between qualifying and the race or between sessions. But good to see him out there.
Adam Ulrich, Michael Hilo battling for position as well. That is down the field a little bit towards the bottom of the grid. But here comes Houghton past Paul Curley into second place. If he can complete this pass, Houghton's going to next have the 2021 champion to overtake, but Curley hangs tough on the inside. Now for turn 13, Curley's still got overlap. They have to leave space for each other, and it looks like they will. Excellent racing there through turn 13 and 14.
Yeah, very respectful. That TSX of James's was just a rocket at the end of the straights. It really comes on strong towards the end of those long straights.
There's Joel Morrison on the outside of Julio Crispin into turn 13 as well. Some good battles deeper in the field. Tyler Starr, Adam Ulrich side by side, and here's Houghton. He wasn't able to get by Curly, and now he's back in the clutches of Eric Gittil. So the hunter becomes the hunted in that scenario now as Jeremy Swenson sees all three of those cars get smaller in the rearview mirror. And Austin Hurdle, he has his mirrors absolutely packed full of Lawson Crane.
I saw a little bit of debris there flying off one of the cars. It didn't look like we had any contact, but I'm not sure exactly what that was. Hopefully just like a sticker or something like that.
Paul Curley on the edge coming out of turn 20. Now Luke McGrew into the clutches of Lawson Crane. He's actually gotten by Lawson. He fell back a spot on this lap. So here comes that M3 back to the inside. Gains some overlap. This is Corvette versus BMW up the hill. And right behind 18-year-old Matan Rosenberg from a Miata into a Corvette this season. And he is on it right now. That is the heaviest and most powerful car in this field behind that red M3. It is about 260 horsepower, detuned Corvette, weighs about 3,500 pounds, and he's wheeling that thing right now in position number 8.
Yeah, Matan's done really well. He's been with us now for 3 years, maybe, and has been great ever since he debuted in that Miata. This year moving to the Corvette.
3 wide through turn 1. Excellent there. Hans Horpedal splitting the difference. Tyler Starr got by Hilo. Julio Crispin's now going to lose a spot here to Hans Horpedal. Side by side through the S's. That is very, very tight. And Tyler Starr going to try to move up another position here on Hans in that Myriad Motorsports 77. Hans out of Fargo, North Dakota, and absolutely putting on a show here. Here comes Starr up the inside. That's going to be a very tight pinch point, but they do it a fantastic job, still door to door as they head to turn 8. And Michael Hilo, look at him trying to cross over. Ooh, Starr has to go off to the inside there, and Hilo's got a great run up the outside on the curbing, side by side down the hill through 10, and then into 11. This is going to be a braking duel here. BRZ for Coops. Again, very different style of how to go fast there. And here comes Adam Ulrich in that C5R inspired Corvette right back into the mix. It's a 5-horse race down the field for 13th place.
Yeah, really tightly packed, really working together though to make sure that everyone is getting through. Looks like we've got trouble here, one car slowing.
Tyler Starr, problems for the number 36. That's not great to see. Had some issues last year here and is trying to recover that. A little bit of a lockup smoke for somebody down into turn number 12. So hopefully Starr can get that car either kind of Control-Alt-Deleted and rebooted, or if he's got to pull off, it looks like he is going to have to slow. Hopefully he can find a way off course there, Alex, but he is really, really slow now into turn 12.
Yeah, hopefully, like you say, he can keep going down past 12 into the escape road and get to a safe spot. I can't imagine if he parks off to the side level, he's going to be able to leave that car there for the race.
Sparks flying in turn 19 as drivers hit the brakes and the nose dives onto their skid plates and things as we head through 16, 17, and 18. This is the carousel. Hans Horpedal still chasing that number 911 350 of Julio Crispin, and the top 4 are still right on top of each other as we come across the line and complete our 3rd lap of racing. Paul Curley led most of the race yesterday, but he is keeping Swenson honest. He is right behind that number 3 Corvette.
Yeah, back at the shot there, we saw Matan get a little bit out of shape coming out of turn 20 as he's chasing down that red BMW.
I think the piece that you saw flying off the car a minute ago was one of the headlight covers on the 45. I noticed that wasn't there, and I believe it's supposed to be, so that might not help Paul Curley's aero, but the torque should push it through the air, no problem.
Yep, we'll have to let him know after the race. He should see it between 18 and 19.
Here comes Eric Jensen on a recovery after a spin at turn 11. Huge lockup for Julio Crispin in the 911 350Z. He's going to turn in a little bit late as Zach Lavoie drives on by, and they'll get single filed out back through the S's here.
Yeah, I think you'll be feeling that one for the rest of the race, as that tire is now probably a little bit squared on.
Feels like you're driving with basketballs under the front fenders when you do that. It'll actually put a flat spot in the tire, and the next time you hit the brakes, it will just keep finding that flat spot. Here goes Austin Hurdle trying to get past Luke McGrew, who is continuing to kind of drop down the order just slowly, but he's carrying 100 extra pounds of weight in that Corvette after getting pole in qualifying on Saturday.
Yeah, and we're coming down to turn 12 here, so it looks like we must have got that car clear. That was slowing down, so that's good news to keep us green here.
Down into turn number 11, Eric Jensen past Adam Ulrich. Here comes Lavoie up the inside of the Corvette as well. Deep on the brakes in that ASMS 2000. He's really tight to the inside. All these corners, these hairpins are pinch points there. Adam Ulrich crosses over and back to the lead. It's back to a 3-horse race for first place. Swenson, Curley, and James Houghton all on top. This was your podium yesterday, and they're scrapping once more here in GLTC. Swenson carrying extra weight, a lot of it after winning. We have rewards weight here in Gridlife Touring Cup, and he's got plenty of it bolted in the passenger footwell.
Yeah, and we're kind of seeing the opposite of what we saw yesterday, where we saw Jeremy chasing down the blue Corvette of Paul Curley. This time, Paul Curley is the hunter here, trying to get Jeremy in the purple car.
And how long can Jeremy Swenson last? Again, we don't really see a lot of tire degradation over a race, Alex, but you're chasing tire temperature mostly. Overheating tires, slipping and sliding around. This track is so bumpy, it will throw the cars out of control. You really have to have a handle on it here as we watch Wes Case and Joel Morrison battle through the carousel. M3 versus S2000 there, and Eric Catil slipping rearward towards Luke McGrew as they come across the straight. Barry Wimble, by the way, up into 11th place, battling with Matt Waldbaum, who's gotten by him. Again, Waldbaum hopefully fixing those problems from yesterday. How about Lawson Crane and Matan Rosenberg side by side into turn 1? And look at this, Houghton's gotten by Curley for second. So James Houghton in the Unit 2 K-tuned Acura TSX is right behind the race leader. And we've still got plenty of time left in this race, Alex. We could see more battling here up at the front, as now the Michael Hilo 350Z back to the inside of Hans Orpedal.
Yeah, I think we will. We saw yesterday a lot of action at the front. It wasn't a case of, the fastest car getting to the front and then running away. It was a battle all the way to the end.
Joel Morrison passed Wes Case at turn number 2. Houghton here struggles a little bit in the twisty sections, but we know how fast that car is in a straight line. It was designed to be shaped like a bullet and be as fast as a bullet in comparison to the other cars, but it suffers in the corners even with the addition of that medium-sized rear wing, which is a new choice for the modifiers that add ballast to your car based on how complicated you make it. And now, down the back straightaway, we should see that number 41 come into its own here as Catil tries to defend from the number 7 Corvette of Luke McGrew.
Yeah, we'll see that James's car is just an absolute rocket at the end of the straight, and I know that he had that car on the dyno most of the evening yesterday, trying to get it absolutely dialed in.
And he just motored by Jeremy Swenson into turn 12. Here comes Jeremy back on the brakes. We'll see if Houghton leaves space for him. He absolutely will. Fantastic there, but he will lose the spot, leaving that much space. Nice guys sometimes finish second here, Alex, but he's got time to do it again. To the outside into 13. This is going to be a great fight here through the stadium section.
Yeah, James is one of the nicest guys in paddock, but out in the track, he was not being nice there. He was doing everything he could to keep Jeremy behind him, I'm sure.
And Paul Curley, he smells blood in the water as these two fight it out. The gladiators of Gridlife Touring Cup into the carousel now. Swenson, the season champion from 2021, the race winner from yesterday. He has that red and white TSX hot on his heels through the carousel now, and we could be hitting white flag at any moment. So now this is when you have to start wondering if you're Swenson. I have to defend big time on the straightaways. Here's Catil and McGrew around the outside at turn 19. That's a tight fit through that corner at high speed. McGrew's got it. He's past Catil.
Yeah, great move there from McGrew to get by. Again, great safe racing.
No white flag this time. We'll keep racing. Houghton has Paul Curley right behind him, but look at the pace that he gains on the straightaway. That number 41 is built to do one thing, and that's go fast down the straights. That's this power to weight and modifier series we have built. And now to the outside at turn 1. Can he cross them over and head into the S's? It's where that 41 is weak.
Yeah, and it's all at the end of the straights. As they get off those slow corners, the Corvette actually pulls away a little bit, I think. But as we get to the end of the straight, like you said, it just motors by the Corvettes.
Into the S's now once more, turns 3 and 4. This is where that Corvette is going to find some advantage. Eric Jensen way wide at turn 20. Good thing there's none of those big orange anti-cut curbs out there. He would have jumped a couple of them. But this is where Houghton's car struggles towards the end of that S's complex. Doesn't have the downforce of that Corvette and struggles with the front wheel drive there, I think, a little bit. So we'll see him gain all this time back on the straightaway, but it's frustrating to be that close and lose it in one sector.
Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from Jeremy as well, I think, that let Houghton close up a little bit. Hopefully we get to watch these guys all the way into 12, because it's really interesting to watch how the cars are different from the beginning of the straight to the end.
And Catil back down the inside of Luke McGrew, but this is a futile fight, I think, as he gets to the back straight. That 7 should easily pass him, but they're door-to-door through turn number 11, and now watch these leaders here as they head down the back straightaway. The 41's going to get a huge boost by the end of the straight, and he'll have time to look out to the left. Swenson stays right. He's not going to defend this, as here comes the 41 of James Houghton for the lead again. Can he hang on to it this time through turn 12? And he clears him by a car length. Swenson way late on the brakes to the outside as they turn in for 12. Both of them are going to miss the apex, but Swenson's got overlapped at 13. What a phenomenal move. He planned that perfectly, and now at 13 he's going to have the inside. Alex, that was absolutely amazing by the 2021 champion to leave the inside and then have the inside for the next corner.
Yeah, real expert defending there from Jeremy, and I think that could have really put him in good position for the rest of the race there if we go white on this lap. But as you say, he did not defend the inside, let James have the inside, just followed him around the outside as James outbraked himself a little bit and was able to get off turn 12 a little bit quicker to retain the lead.
James Houghton has tasted the lead twice, but he hasn't been able to really take a bite. Now Paul Curley looks up the inside at 19, but doesn't have the overlap as McGrew and Cantil continue their excellent battle from yesterday as Jensen and Hans Horpedal battle it out. That's a little bit further down the field. Let's see where that is. Jensen in the 184. I don't see him on the timing just yet, but across the line, white flag in the air. 1 lap remains for James Houghton to figure out how to get that pass completed on Jeremy Swenson, but he's back a little further than he was the previous lap, Alex.
Yep, he's back a little bit further and fallen into the clutches of Paul Curley a little bit, and there's nobody who would be more pleased to see that happen than Jeremy Swenson.
That car is getting smaller in the mirror, and that's all he needs right now as Austin Hurdle again creeps in on the battle between Luke McGrew and Eric Catil as they did yesterday. Houghton's slow. Here comes the 45. Houghton's got a problem as Paul Curley takes over second place. Not sure if he missed a shift or something, Alex, but he did not get very good drive. No, he's definitely got a problem. McGrew is closing quick as the 99 of Ronnie Vidoc goes down the inside for 9th place, it looks like. And Houghton is really struggling here through this sector. He must be overheating or have some kind of issue that he was trying to tune out. And McGrew goes straight. I don't know if he just locked up there, but a big problem for the 7 is Catil now hounds the back of the 41. To the inside, 2 cars in the top 5 with problems on the final lap.
Yeah, it looks like you said, James really has an issue now. He's dropped way off the pace, and that's unfortunate for him. Nobody will like to see him having an issue like that, but yeah, he's really dropping back from the field there.
Austin Hurdle to the outside of the 41 and gets that pass completed. He is now, I think, inside the top 5, which would be a great run. Oh, there's a problem. Is that a wheel on the 41? Something has come loose. It is a wheel off of the 41 of James Houghton. It is sailing and rolling down the back straightaway as the 41 goes to the verge. And that wheel is now skating across the surface. That is not something you want to see, Alex. But look at this battle between Gary Wimble and Matt Waldbaum.
Yeah, that's hopefully that wheel stops somewhere offline, and that would be a great spot for it to fall over. Looked like the left rear wheel came off that car. This is not great.
Not great at all, but here's Wimble and Matt Waldbaum as they continue to battle here inside or for the top 10 spot now as a couple of cars have fallen out of contention on this final lap. Waldbaum trying to use the nimbleness of that S2000 to get around the Corvette, which is definitely a brutish force sort of attack to GLTC. But Swenson, with the troubles for his competitors, has found himself cleared by a handful of car lengths now, as even Waldbaum is losing some ground on the 1 of Gary Wimble.
Yeah, I think that Waldbaum's going to have a challenge to get by here in the last couple of corners. We're on the last lap now.
Checkered flag is in the hands of the race starter as down to the final couple corners, Jeremy Swenson, as he did yesterday, will pick up his 2nd win of the season, 2nd win of the weekend here at Circuit of the Americas. 2nd place will be Paul Curley, followed by Eric Catil up on the podium. And across the line here as we finish out, Gary Wimble, Matt Waldbaum, and there's the 41 trying to limp it back like the movie Cars.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, or fortunately for Jeremy, that race was a lot harder for him than the time he show at the end of the race, as he really earned that one with his back from James.
Here comes Hilo up the outside of the 41, who's literally driving on 3 wheels. No tires, just gas. And he's going to try to drag race Hilo to the line, and I think he got him. Did he get him? That would have been crazy.
That would be close. I'm not sure he quite got him.
I don't know how the stewards are going to look on that either, Alex.